guys, welcome back. This is Scott with Off Grid Stoves. Hey, I wanted to talk with you all about a customer that we had. Yesterday we drove 18 hours to Colorado and back. Boy, was that brutal. I'm looking a little peaked today. While we were on the road, we had to help a gentleman diagnose his Rika Integra 2. And this pretty much has to do with the Rika IGNITOR and pellets. Basically what happened was he ended up giving us a call and he said that he was having issues with the stove was working like it was supposed to, and then intermittently the pellets would stop dropping and the stove would just about go out. The pellets would start dropping again. Would end up feeding pellets on top of the sparks and so forth, and then it finally recombusted and it was blowing smoke in the house. Well, first off, we have to address why is the stove hesitating dropping pellets. Not really sure if it's a product supply and demand issue, employee issue, or what, but pellets that were halfway decent quality previously are having some major issues these days. And really quick, what I'm getting at with the pellets is pellets are being distributed in all sizes, as in lengths. Pellet manufacturers are actually releasing pellets that are up to 3 inches long. Now, that's a major problem due to the fact that pellets that long can create log jams, pellet jams inside of the auger system. And what it'll do is it'll act like obviously a plugged shaft, and it'll eventually release some pellets, but then it'll start building pellets up again and not releasing them and then releasing them again. So what's happening is it's making customers contact us in order to figure out the problem. Rika 2, you have the FU1 setting and the FU2 setting. If you have a premium pellet that is just perfectly dry and clean, the FU1 setting is where you want your stove to burn those pellets most efficiently. The FU2 setting is when you switch your stove over to accept a poor quality pellet. It turns up the amperage on the combustion fan, brings in more air intake to feed more oxygen to the fire to help it burn hotter, which is we're finding is quite necessary for the higher moisture pellets that's being released out there. You can pretty much look at a poor quality pellet. Well, I'm not going to attack all of the big box stores, but the majority of the big box stores are selling products that they can get at the cheapest price and pass on to the consumer. Stove stores out there normally are investing in the premium pellets so that they're burned in their products so that they give the most efficiency, they burn the cleanest and so forth, so there's no problems with a pellet stove sale to a customer. We find that with our pellets over here, fir pellets is one of the higher end pellets over here. Some people believe that a hardwood pellet is the way to go, or a pulp pellet, but I can tell you that over the 30 plus years that I've been doing this, a good softwood fir works really good. Then you've got the maple, and then you've got the other products out there. The pulp, I'm telling you flat out, pulpwood, you're going to have some people that have been selling it, for a long time, and that's all they know, and that's all they're used to burning. But if you can get away from pulp and go to a softwood fir, you're going to find that your stove is going to be more efficient, it's going to burn cleaner, and you're going to have, less problems. Now, as for the length problem with the pellets, I would suggest if you buy it by the ton or by the half ton, I would suggest you to buy a couple of bags of pellets if you try a new brand that you've never experienced before. so that you can see how well they burn before you make an investment. Those are the problems that's going on with the pellets right now. And another thing is the pulp pellets and a high moisture pellet is going to plug your burn pot up a lot quicker, which means that you're going to have to put more time into keeping the stove operating properly. The cleaning cycle obviously does assist the burn pot in staying clean, but when you've got big clinkers, which is the leftover deposits, that's what they call them, in the burn pot, the heavier they are, the harder they are for the combustion fan to clean them out. Next thing you know, you're producing a real sooty smoke, and you're producing a lot of creosote in your system, and that just calls for more maintenance to your stove and chimney. So the next thing really quick that I'm going to talk about is a gentleman had a igniter that ended up blowing, and he said that he basically purchased multiple because he found a good deal on them. Let me explain something. There are different levels of quality of igniters out there. Due to the fact that most people feel as though that any igniter is really going to work, and they'll start buying igniters as long as it's long enough to get through the igniter casing to reach the burn pot. This is not something that we recommend due to the fact that it's going to cost you a lot of money in the long run. What was going on was when he plugged in the stove, the igniter would turn on, and it would just stay glowing, without the stove even on. What that is it's bypassing the motherboard, and it's shooting power directly to the igniter, to where obviously you got a major problem if your igniter's sitting there glowing and your stove is turned off. So this was the problem before we sent him the new motherboard. Sent him the new motherboard, and everything is working just fine and dandy now. The igniter that blew did end up taking out his board, and this is a common problem that we have tried to solve, and that is we have taken igniters and we have put a fuse in line to where when that igniter blows, it's now fuse protected before it reaches the board. These cheaper igniters are blowing. The element inside of them is thinner. It's just it's just not that great of a product. Now there are igniters that are sold out there, and we sell them too, are super igniters, thicker element. These igniters are designed to last, designed to run with thermostats, where the stove turns on and off quite often compared to just a manual setting to where you turn it on, just let her go. Honestly, if I had a chance to talk with Austroflamm Rika manufacturing, I would talk to them about possibly doing this, because it saves a lot of problems and it saves the customers a lot of money on repairs. So that's it for now. You guys stay safe out there. Peace.